In this video, I'm going to talk about how food combination can affect your energy levels, digestive health, and general health. Well, there's certain foods that combined together or eaten close to each other can affect your digestion and absorption of nutrients, or it can do the opposite. Now, inhibitors of nutrient absorption. And what does this mean? This means that there is something, it can be on the food or not in the food, that will affect the rate of absorption of nutrients. For example, anti-nutrients, which is found predominantly on plant foods. Let me give you an example. If you eat a food rich in calcium like raw milk, but you mix it together with a food which is rich in phytic acid, the phytic acid on the food will decrease the absorption of calcium, zinc, iron, and magnesium, which is not a thing that you want. Also, there is gluten in food which can inhibit the absorption of nutrients. Here is a list of foods that contain gluten. You can pause the video and check it out. And these are the foods rich in phytates, which is the same thing as phytic acid. So mixing raw milk, like I said, with these foods cannot be the best thing if you want to have the best digestion, have the best health, and not have minerals or vitamin deficiencies. Gluten also has a similar effect. It inhibits some nutrients. Now, an example here of combining food together and the absorption rate. There's this study that was done with oysters to check the zinc absorption rate. Combining oysters with corn tortillas, the zinc absorption rate was low. This can be due to the anti-nutrient content or other stuff. Also, they mixed it together with black beans and the absorption rate was low. I've never seen people mixing oyster with these foods together, but it is an example. It could happen with other foods. Now, eating oysters alone, the absorption of the zinc was high. This is just to show you that some foods are better to eat alone. Now, another example here, low stomach acid, stress, and medication. These things can affect the absorption of protein. Certain health conditions and lifestyle factors such as low stomach acid or chronic stress can prevent the body from properly absorbing protein. Additionally, medication that reduce stomach acid like proton pump inhibitors can also lead to inefficient protein breakdown and malabsorption. Something that I've noticed is that a lot of people suffer from low stomach acid and they don't even know. People who have trouble digesting meat, it's a sign that they have low stomach acid, or it could be also medication that they're taking. But this is a big problem, and if you don't fix it, later on it can cause you lots of health problems. And I say this because of experience. I used to have lots of gut issues, mainly low stomach acid, and whatever food I ate, I would feel like a burning sensation on the gut. It would be hard for me to digest. I would always be inflamed in the gut. But eventually, I fixed this thing. But if you have trouble digesting meat, if you have this burning sensation when you eat meat, it could be a low stomach acid. And this is pretty bad. Then, another inhibitor of nutrients, alcohol. Alcohol is kind of obvious. Alcohol kills everything in your gut. Bacteria, the enzymes, which without these two things, you cannot digest the nutrients properly. Now, something that I've never seen people talking about, which is food synergy, which basically means combining foods that will help you absorb X nutrient better. For example, there's a list here of foods and the vitamins that got a boost on absorption rate. For example, mixing vitamin C with iron will triple the iron absorption. Like, ignore the foods here, just focus on the vitamin content, because maybe mixing salmon and yogurt could not be a good thing for your digestion. But you get a point here. And an example here, pineapple. Pineapple contains digestive enzymes called bromelain that may ease digestion of meat. Bromelain breaks down protein molecules, meaning your small intestine can more easily absorb them. This is especially helpful for people with pancreatic insufficiency, a condition in which pancreas cannot make enough digestive enzymes. This is another example of food synergy. The pineapple enzyme bromelain will help you break down the proteins easier, which can be helpful for you to absorb the nutrients and even the protein. I've talked about this on my skill community about the benefits of eating pineapple. And if you want to know more about these things, I'll be sharing it on my skill community. My skill community free. If you want to join, I'll leave the link down below and you'll join. Now, acidic and alkaline foods. Now let's take a look at the burger, mainly the bun and the protein of the beef. Protein requires an acidic environment to digest and the enzyme pepsin, while carbohydrates requires an alkaline environment and the enzyme phytoline. Since the beef and bun have the opposite digestive requirements, eating them together will cause the body to release acidic and alkaline solutions. And by releasing acidic and alkaline solutions, it will neutralize each other, which is not a good thing for your digestion. It will cause bloating, fatigue, and it will slow down your digestion. So you have to pay attention on the foods that you mix in together. This doesn't mean that you can never mix certain foods. Now, look here at the acidic and alkaline food list. Usually, you'll see that acidic foods are the bad foods and alkaline foods are the healthy and good foods, but that's totally wrong. Of course, you have some bad and you have some good. In this list, from here down are the foods that you should limit, and here up are the foods that you should eat the most. Sugars, I mean raw honey. Alkaline foods. There's a bunch of foods here that you could eat every single day and have no problems. And for me, a simple rule that I use is, if you can eat the food raw, eat it in the greatest quantity. For example, these top 4 foods here, you can eat them raw. Meat, fish, honey, dairy, you can eat them raw. And also some vegetables here like onions, carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers, avocados, lemon, vegetable juices, you can eat them raw. So these foods are the ones that you should eat the most. And as I was saying, it doesn't mean that you cannot mix some of them together. For example, raw milk, raw yogurt do well with certain fruits. Meat will do great with, for example, avocados or tomatoes or onions. I think the problem is when you eat a super acidic food and a super alkaline food, I guess, these can cause the greatest problem, because meat, fish, dairy are acidic, but they're not in the extreme like coffee or alcohol and maybe sodas and fruit juices, pasteurized fruit juices, because cold pressed raw fruit juices are amazing. Now, improper food combination. This improper food combination can also confuse the body by demanding the body to release various types of enzymes, of digestive enzymes. And this can slow down digestion and cause the infamous post-meal sluggishness, which happens with a lot of people after they have a meal. They are sleepy, lazy, they cannot think, they just want to rest. And this can be due to an improper combination, too much carbs, and this thing can affect your work life, for example. And also this combination thing can make you use more energy to digest the food. This is an important thing here. This is an important thing because when you eat raw, when you go on a raw primal diet, you don't have these problems of sluggishness because the food is raw. The enzymes are all intact. The bacteria is all intact. So the food is pre-digested. Your body doesn't have to produce enzymes to digest the food, because producing enzymes, you're leaching nutrients, you're taking energy off your body to digest the food. Meanwhile, when you eat raw, the food is pre-digested and you don't have to leach nutrients, you don't have to use energy to digest the food. And that's why people who go on a raw primal diet, they see that they have way more energy than they used to have. Another mistake here is combining water with your food or drinking too much water before your meal. This mistake will dilute your digestive fluids and it will affect your digestion of nutrients. Also, water creates an alkaline environment which affects the absorption of protein. And to finish things up, this doesn't mean that you cannot combine foods. There are certain foods that you can combine. Probably there are certain people that tolerate better certain combinations of food than other people. And if you want to improve your health, be in better shape, have more energy, more brain power, more focus, fix your digestive issues, you can book a call with me and see if I can help you. So I hope you learned something in this video and see y'all in the next one.